Hi, and welcome to the continuation of my live stream uh, about my guitar gear over the years. Uh, as usual, maybe I should just make some noise first. I don't know if anyone is watching, and it doesn't really matter to me, or it's very fun when there are people watching, of course, but I'm doing this mostly to um, yeah, to be able to talk about gear uh, because I just love talking about guitar gear. Um, yeah, I've said all this before, but let's just. I'm sorry. So my setup is as it was the last time. If you watched it, but you probably didn't, so I will explain it. Sorry. So I'm running the guitar into my pedal board. Sorry about the noise. The pedal board is sure, or it's a um, what do you call it? Um, Morley Morley Bad Horsey Vava, and it's a Lele Volume S pedal, a smaller Lele or Lele we say volume pedal, and of course it's the Shure wireless, which is the first, of course, and I need to turn that on as well. And it goes into my Bogner Ecstasy, which then is connected to my aux box, Universal Audio aux box, going to the audio interface. And then there is, I have a virtual channel in the audio interface running to the, or coming from the, sorry, I'm feeding also the Gig Performer plugin host software, and I've got all my plugins running um, in Gig Performer, and it's the same thing I'm using live when I'm running Wet Dry Wet or Stereo live. So yeah, I will go into details in that after a while as well. Probably not this stream, but it depends. If you have questions, I will try to answer them. If there are no questions, I will continue my journey through my gear history. But this is my Japan Styler to Studio Styler Tyler Studio Elite HD. So it's got the preamp and the boost, mid boost thing. So this is the clean tone with the circular delay and Lexicon 22 or 224. And then I can add some micro pitch. I could actually show this on the screen. Just a minute. I could do this. So I can actually do it in the software as well. So without the micro pitch, with the micro pitch, and then I can turn on the Schmo. That is a combination of these 3 plugins. So let's hear that. But it's better to use the MIDI controller to get everything working. So yeah, but I think I've already demonstrated main sounds or the effects. Yeah, I guess I forgot to show the TC2290. And also the dual delay. Very creative playing. And of course we have the different channels on the guitar amp, or the Ecstasy. Then again, that was with the preamp in, by the way. Without the preamp. Yeah. If there are any questions that you want some answer for, I will answer. I'll try to answer, and I will just put the guitar away for now, and I will go into the story. I did do a Norwegian live stream the other day, on Tuesday, I think, yeah. So I will probably make both English and Norwegian versions of this, just for fun, just because I can. And it's quite simple when I've got this, when it's just a live stream. I don't have to edit anything. I'm not very good at that. And I've got my coffee maker just here. Let me show you. This is the whole room, and my coffee maker is here. So coffee is good. Let me switch back. Yeah, and I will go to this picture. So, this is where I ended uh, the stream last time. Um, I was going to music school in Kristiansand, where I live. I don't remember what information I gave you, but anyway, I ended up with this amplifier. I sold my Marshall stack. That was not it. Where am I? What has happened? Oh, I sold my Marshall stack. Yeah. And I got this one. And let me just see if I'm on the right. Yes. Okay. And this sounds, and this amplifier sounds a lot like the JSM 900. It's, yeah, the character of the amp is quite similar, and but I learned after a while that even though it sounds good and it sounds big, there's just something about a proper tube amplifier that, yeah, I still haven't found anything that can give me the same satisfaction when I'm playing as a tube amplifier. There is something I can't really describe. It's some kind of a spine, or it's just got backbone. I don't know. But it sounds good though. So I had this amplifier, and I wanted more effects because I only had a Boss tremolo, and I don't remember if I had any delay anymore. I don't think so. Actually, I'm not sure what I had at the moment. I've sold everything, so and I had. I also bought this. I don't remember if I got that far, but I bought this Godin Artisan ST4, and I haven't found pictures of it. It seems like it's a quite rare guitar. There were a lot of other. I think they were called ST4 those as well, but most of the guitars I found are archtop S-type guitars, and with 3 single coils, or single coil sized humbuckers. This was an HSS with a flat top. Looked like a Strat without pickguard. Really good guitar. It was beautiful, really good. So I bought that, and I had this amplifier, and I played that for a while at school. It was easier to carry and all that. I didn't have to walk along the road with a big 4x12, and yeah, I think I talked about that as well. I might be confusing with my Norwegian version of it, where I managed to go more into detail. but yeah, it was what I had, but I wanted effects. And what I really wanted was the Boss GT5 that had just come, or had just been announced or released, this one. But it was so expensive and I couldn't afford it. And I had to wait for it as well. So, and I was in a hurry. So I bought this one instead. And I'm sorry to you who like this thing, but that was proper piece of, yeah, it was noisy and it didn't sound good. It was flimsy, didn't feel sturdy at all. Probably more sturdy than it felt, but it will, yeah, it felt like a toy. So I actually delivered it back to the shop where I bought it, and I ended up buying the GT5, but I had to sell my amplifier to afford it. As far as I remember, there are some things that are hazy. But I got to borrow two amplifiers. Maybe I bought one. I don't remember. But no, not that one. But I had two of these, and I was running a stereo setup with the GT5. So that was, and also after a while I got this, and I used that for a preamp, the Mesa Boogie V Twin. So I used that together with the GT5 and two of these Marshall AT80 amps, and I only used, of course, the power amp section of them. So that was my rig and the Godin. I don't know how you pronounce it in English, um, but that is what I played through the years at that school, a couple of years until '98, or just around. I can't remember if it was before or after we had turned into 1998 that I swapped my Godin for American Fender Stratocaster. They were from the same year, and there was priced the same. They had the same new price, so it was a simple swap. But of course, that was a standard Strat with 3 single coils, and I never really got my sound from it. I love the guitar though, but I think I just swapped just to have a Fender. It was, yeah, I need a Fender. The Godin was a better guitar. Yeah. Anyway, so I quit school before I was finished, and then I started working again. And I also ended up selling the. Well, when we got closer, when I had started working, I sold sold the GT5, I think, yeah, and I bought this amplifier. I think that is the correct one. Vintage Club 50 or something from Crate. Um, it was cool, but I never was happy with the sound. And there was a lot of changes during summer. Um, so I think effect wise, I had the V Twin still had a volume pedal and a wah pedal, and I got I ended up getting Roland Space Echo, real, tape echo, used together with it. I was kind of trying to move away from the typical Preben guitar sound and going more simple, more. Yeah, I was tired of the plastic things. That's what I was thinking, at least. But yeah, it never became what I liked, and I swapped my Fender for an Ibanez JS. I don't remember what model JS, but yeah, it was fun to have a JS, but I didn't like it, so I swapped it back with the one I had already. Yeah, a friend of mine. We swapped back and forth. So that was my first attempt at getting rid of that Fender quite early. But yeah, I need to have it back, even though I didn't like the single coils. Um, and then um, during that summer, I ended up selling everything. Um, I will go into that. It is a question of my faith, so I could go into that. I mean, but won't do that on this channel. But that was a question of faith. Um, so I was planning to go to Oslo to start trying to make a living as a guitar player. Um, at the time, I had contacts, so I probably would have managed to at least get a foot inside a door. Um, but anyway, I decided not to, and I sold all my gear except for the guitar and the Mesa Boogie V Twin. Um, so so for a while, that is what I had, and I kind of also stopped playing the guitar. At least that was what I was aiming for. But yeah, I had to continue playing the guitar. So when I played in church, I only used the guitar and the V-twin and into the console, and they put on some. They had this Digitech quad, I think, that they just used for my guitars. I didn't do anything about the sounds there. I only played the guitar, and I had the switching on the channel switching only. Um, and then I started traveling. Uh, I started playing a blues band, uh, still with the uh, Fender and V Twin. Um, and and then I thought, oh, I want something with humbuckers. I want something with Floyd. So I swapped the guitar for an Ibanez. I don't remember when exactly this was, but during this 98, 99, around there. Swapped the guitar for an Ibanez. Really good, nice RG. I don't remember the model number, but it was mahogany body, natural oiled only, and maple neck, of course, with the Edge Floyd Rose thing or the Edge Low Pro Floyd thing, and it just didn't return to zero, so I couldn't make it work. So I ended up swapping it back at the store where I had bought it. So I got my Fender back. That was the second time I tried to get rid of the Fender. Um, and yeah, so now we're coming into a few years with a lot less gear focus for me. There were some changes, of course, and I don't have a proper timeline because I wasn't practicing guitar. I only played when I was going to play. Uh, I had no ambition of getting better or anything. But there was one thing that changed though, with my playing, because before I quit playing the guitar, I was always nervous when going on stage, and I couldn't, I couldn't, I could hardly play what I was going to play because I was so shaky. Um, that was always. But after I stopped having, oh, I'm going to be this great guitar player, when I stopped thinking about that, I also stopped being nervous so I could actually play what I wanted to play. I didn't care if people liked it or not, I just played what I liked. And since that, I've never been nervous. Never. So playing the guitar now yeah. So my playing, of course, improved by that. Um, I'm much more relaxed playing now than I was. I hope that you're hearing me. I can hear that there's this. It's a bit. What do you say? Uneven sound. So yeah. Um, and so what happened through these years? I will say from '98 until 2005. That is 7 years where, yeah, I wasn't very focused on gear. But of course, I did buy gear and I did sell gear. So I wasn't, so we will go through that. But it will be rather quickly, I think. Um, so, sometime during that, uh, yeah, I think I will have to look at this way. Um, I had this. Um, yeah, I started traveling with an Christian organization called Euromission, and we traveled in Europe. So I was playing the guitar and leading the music part of this organization. Um, and I had started modifying my guitar. I think the first trip I was on, I had the Fender Strat. I don't have a picture of that in its original um, state, but I have a guitar that looks like it. Uh, mhm. Yeah, no, it's similar to this, but with rosewood neck or rosewood fretboard. And I swapped the tuners out with gold Schaller locking tuners, gold, because that is what they had in the store when I bought them. And I also swapped out the bridge pickup for an Seymour Duncan. I don't remember what, a little bit hotter Seymour Duncan, but it was still a single coil. But on my first trip, I had that guitar. But I started modifying it, and I was still just using the V-twin. So, um, yeah, this is how it was when before I got rid of it finally. But this is the same Strat that I had so gotten for my Godin, and I put on a Wilkinson Trem VS100 with the graphite saddles, and also gold. And I had an EMG set. It was those open pole vintage looking EMGs, and an 85 humbucker. I didn't have the knobs for the controls, but yeah. And I put on a black pickguard, of course. And I also got a local guitar luthier to swap the frets, because the frets were worn out. So I got new frets on it. But then I started missing having a proper guitar rig. And again, I don't have pictures of that specific guitar rig, but um, I will find similar stuff here. So what I got, let me just find it here. Not that one. Yeah. I got the Marshall JMP1. I got a Marshall 1936 cabinet, and not that power amp. I got the one I showed you earlier here. Got this power amp. Sorry. This kind of power amp, not this exactly. So I had two racks, two 4-unit racks with the JMP1, and I got the Boss GX 700, which is the rack-mounted version of the GT5. And that, of course, sounded like that rig does. It was cool, but I was never really happy with the GMP1. First, I, of course, got rid of the big power amp, the 9005 power amp. It's 4 units, it's heavy, it's, yeah, and I needed an extra rack for that. So I got one of those 80, no, 8008 valve state. I'm sorry about it's English is hard, and remembering is hard as well. Um, but I got that instead. So I had one 4-unit rack, and I had the GX 700, and it was never. I could feel it. It didn't have the punch. It didn't move air like the other one, but it sounded the same. So I used that for a while, but still I was not happy. were not happy with it, never finding the sweet spot, and you couldn't kind of find a sweet spot on the JMP1. Um, so I ended up selling it. No, yes, I did. I ended up selling it, and I bought uh, Marshall JCM 2000 head and uh, and some effects pedals. So I had Carl Martin Red Repeat delay, analog delay, and I had the Marshall Blues Breaker second version with, and I just used that as a clean boost. So that was my rig for a while, and then I started missing the effects again. This is all in the, it's it is in the first years of this thing. So I wanted stereo again. I really wanted stereo. So I ended up yet another time with a JMP1. That was my second JMP1, by the way. Uh, I I don't remember the effect processor I got. Yeah, because I bought eventually bought a Roland GP100 for the Marshall head. So that is what I used after a while, and I also did a recording with that. And then I wanted stereo back, so I had the JMP1 again. I had the GP100 as an effect processor, and I had an 8008 valve state again. And a former guitar student of mine had these monitors made, so I was back at the monitor game. But they were smaller and they sounded a lot better. And if you used them behind you as normal cabinets, they sounded good. And yeah, so they were a lot better than the ones that I had earlier. So, and then this is, whoa, this is a lot of mess. Um, then I got, yeah, and then I got tired of then I got tired of the all the gear carrying. So let me just see how this happened. Yeah, it was. I ended up. No, no, no. I didn't go to that thing yet. Sorry. I went through another thing first. I got this combo cabinet. It was with a 3 unit rack space. And I got um, I got a Mesa Boogie V-Twin rack preamp. That is what happened. And I actually had an art, I think, effect processor. I don't remember what it was. It was just a simple effect processor and this Marshall valve state uh, in one cabinet with the 1x12 speaker. That is what the first went through. And then uh, I also had this guitar made. Um, don't have many pictures of that, I'm afraid. This guitar, built by a local luthier, the same one who changed the frets on my guitar. HSS telly with that was a high output telly. It was a Bill Lawrence L500 bridge pickup and some blade single coil humbuckers, all Bill Lawrence. I liked the guitar. It was, yeah, there was a lot of tone in the guitar. But with the Mesa Vetwin thing, and it was never optimal. It never sounded really good. The rig I had. So, and when I got this, I am so confused now. I am so confused because I still had a Fender, but I was so tired of the Fender, so I always tried to get rid of it in some way. So when I knew this thing here was coming, I ended up in Poland swapping my Fender for a Squier with Floyd Rose and all that. It was a good guitar. It was not a quality guitar, but it played well, and yeah. I don't remember what gear I was playing then. I'm a bit unsure about what was what and when. Yeah. But so that's why I think I was on the pod before I was on that Mesa Vetwin rack thing. So I think I ended up just selling everything and getting a pod Pro rack unit. That is what I was playing. And I wanted, sorry, then this is a mess. This is a mess, proper mess. And then I wanted a guitar amp again, and I guess this is where I kind of started to. This is taking up a lot of my time, and it's not good for me to do all this. So I ended up. Then I had built this that I said about the JMP1 and yeah, the two new monitor stuff. I was quick through this. I'm sorry. It just became a mess in my head here. But I ended up giving it away. Everything. This is taking up so much focus. I need to have sorry. I need to focus on different stuff. So, yeah. So I ended up giving everything away. I didn't even own a guitar. I had nothing. But I still had gigs or were traveling with this Euromission. So this very good student of mine, he had bought this guitar of me earlier, many years before. So I got to loan this, and I also bought a Behringer V amp. Oh, sorry, V amp. I thought, yeah. So I used that. It didn't sound good, but it worked. So yeah. So I used that for a while, and then I got a black Squier Affinity, or what you call it, and I painted it with chrome paint, which doesn't get chrome. It's more like aluminum or aluminium. and I cut the headstock a little bit, and I put on a tread plate pickguard that I got a friend of mine to make, so that is proper tread plate, and HSS pickups. Some, I don't know where they come from, and I got a Pod again. So when I was using this, I also had a Pod Pro again. So that was my second Pod Pro. Um, a lot of back and forth. A lot of back and forth. And then after 2005, um, I got to try. That was when I was still playing the Pod. I think that was the last time I was depending on the Pod. Then I got to try a Mesa Boogie F30 with a Strat, and I really love that sound. I hadn't been playing proper tube amps for a while then, so that sounded really good, and I finally managed to get one of those, and my mother, my very kind late mother, died or passed away last year, last June, I think. She gave me this guitar. Um, that is a 2006 or 7, I don't remember. American Deluxe. Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead because I had other guitars before that one, but I don't have pictures of them. Because I still had the Pod Pro and I used that, and I got the F30, and I played an Yamaha that has gone through a lot of changes. At one point, it looked like that. My own creation, my paint job. It also was white at some point. Don't know if I have pictures of that, I'm afraid. But anyway, I bought, after a while, a guitar like this, Epiphone, and I played that and the F30. This is not the same as my original Epiphone. Yes, 335. But it's one of the ones I've had. I think I've had 3 of them. So I bought that. I also bought this one, the only Les Paul I've ever owned, apart from the Les Paul Junior, of course. So I had those 2, and I bought also a Blade Texas Deluxe Strat thing. I wanted to go back on the Strat. I don't have a picture of that either. But it's played well, but I never got the trem system working properly, and yeah. So during that time, when I was finished with the Blade Texas Deluxe, I finally got this one. This is the guitar that I wanted. I'd wanted it for a while. So that became my main guitar. And during the years 2005 and until 2007, I had a lot of, you know, yeah, it was a hard time for me mentally. So, but kind of started to get my head above water around 2007, maybe, or 8. I don't remember properly. But I started playing in this improvisation thing called A Crack in Time and A Break of Dawn. First used Pod Pro because that was easy to bring. And then I was introduced to the world of pedal boards by a friend of mine. He had so many pedals and a lot of gear. So that was fun. And then I got to know, got to play the, just a minute. The Delayla XL. I think this is my favorite delay pedal of all time. Now I'm not using it because I'm running a lot of things stereo and yeah, sorry. And it's so big and does so little, but it sounds really good. So I used that. I had the Fender, the F30, volume pedal, and an active volume pedal, Ernie Ball. And I used some kind of drive pedal. I changed a little bit about what that was. And Carl Martin Hydra boosts and Delayla XL in the effects loop for volume boost for solos and delays, of course. So that I used that for quite a while. And I was working on the pedal board all the time, and I don't remember when I wanted to get a better amplifier. Because, of course, I sold the F30 after a while. I don't remember why. I think I was tired of it, maybe only reason. And I bought an amp like let me see if I can find it here. I know it is here somewhere. Hmm. Let me see. I was sure I added it. Where are you? Oh, I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. I bought this amp, and I really liked it. That is a Peavey Classic 50. That is a really good amp. The drive channel is really cool. I've later also tried the 410 version. I prefer the 410 version. It sounds better. And of course, I like the clean sound and everything. And then I had the this is this object here, this TC Nova system, that has been a reoccurring thing in my rig. this, I think, was the first time. No, I probably used this with the F30 as well before going over to this. Um, and I had MIDI switching of the amp with this one, this box here, Engel thing. Yeah, and volume control, VAVA. I don't remember why I didn't have the Ernie Ball here, but probably just aesthetics. And then at some point, a friend of mine visited me with, or a friend? No, oh, he's a good friend. But in this matter, it wasn't, or yeah, he brought with him not a real Dumble, but a Dumble clone that he had built himself with only the best parts. And, he is really good at this. So that was an amazing amplifier. And he had made the same head shell and cabinet and everything. Oh, it was really good. And I remember playing with my Strat, clean, loud volume and hard digging into it. And there were no frequencies that, you know, poked my ears. It was just, it was just beautiful. I'm sorry. It was just beautiful. You could, everything was big and it was crystal clear and it was warm and it was bright and it was everything. Um, and then I played my PV afterwards, and I was like, ugh, this is terrible. So I just couldn't manage playing the PV anymore. I just had to get rid of it. And then I started trying to find the amplifier that would give me both a good clean sound and a good lead channel. Until then, I had really never thought about the clean channel. So I started a long journey, switching amps, switching pickups, modifying my guitar until, yeah, I will show you what that guitar went through. But it was my rig was mostly, it was the Fender in all its iterations. My new Fender, by the way, and and a two-channel amp, two maybe three-channel amp, depending on what I had at the moment, and delay, boost, volume. Yeah, the the effects section was quite simple, but I'd started to figure out what I needed and not. But I was hunting for the perfect clean sound. So um, I tried a lot of things. This is the one that kind of, okay, yeah, this sounds good. I have good clean sound now. Um, and but for some reason, I could never get the drive sound to work the way I wanted it. So the guitar went through a lot of modding, a lot of different pickups, trying to find what I liked the most. I had Seymour, different Seymour Duncan pickups. I had Tom Anderson pickups. I had Sir pickup in it. I had different Lolar pickups. So what I ended up preferring was the Lolar Blackface. I think it's called. No, I don't know what they're called now. They were called Lola Blackface back then, and JB Humbucker. But still, I couldn't get the lead channel sound right on the Lone Star. And a friend of mine, he another friend of mine, he said, "But why? Why do you spend all your time looking for the perfect clean sound? You never play clean. You only play drive sounds. So why?" But I couldn't let go of the clean sound until I tried. Let me see if I can find that exact one. Quite sure it's here somewhere. I think I included it. Maybe not. Maybe not. No, it doesn't seem like. I don't know if you got that sneeze with. Anyway, but I got to borrow Marshall 30th anniversary LE head, limited edition, not the LM version, but the LE version with EL34s. It had a blue Tolex, but it was not the limited. It was not the one with. What do you say? Yeah, it was this head. Not that exact head, but that head with that Tolex and white logo. And I was just, oh, wow, that is my sound. The Marshall sound is what I need. That is the drive sound I'm looking for. So I started trying a lot of different things. I was trying to get a small rig. At the same time, I wanted big sound. So I tried stereo things and a lot of different routes. At the moment, I bought this one, trying that out. It was cheap, so I tried it out. And again, I'm not sure about the when things came about, when I had these different, because it's a mess. The time is a complete mess. So I'm trying. I will try to stick to the amplifiers, but I don't think I can. But I sold many things. I bought new things. I sold the same. I sold again, and I sold the old thing back, and back and forth, back and forth. So I will just mention a few of the things that I was through. I had this one. That was more like an extra thing. That was a really cool amp, but it didn't. It had this noisy effect loops thing. So after a few minutes on, it started to make this terrible noise, and it was, as I understood, a production error that all those amps had. So when it was new, you could have it fixed, but this was an old one. I couldn't get it fixed. I tried to, as I wasn't using the effects loop, I was only using it as a clean platform. I tried bypassing the effects loop, but that changed the sound of the amplifier, and yeah, but really cool amplifier. And yeah, I was through that. I had a phase of Houston Kettner. Actually, I was first on, let me see. Yeah, you can see it in the background here, the mini rectifier. I was playing that for a while. That was also a rig that I really liked, and I used that together with Nova system again. I got the Nova system again, and then I bought it with I bought a G system. Let's see if we can find a picture of that rig. I'm quite sure I have it here somewhere, but it is a mess. I haven't sorted all the pictures, and probably I forgot some of them as well. Wow, where is it? No, it's not that one. Can't seem to find it. Yeah. But I did have the mini rectifier for a while, and I made a setup with the mini rectifier and the G system that would work really well. And I still had the Fender. Let me show you how the Fender ended up looking. This is what it looked like originally, and I don't think I have all the irritation of it. No, I don't have all the versions of it. Oh, by the way, I also had this guitar for a while, just as an addition to all the others. For some reason, I bought this guitar. Good guitar, but nothing for me. I had this guitar as well. Also, an extra guitar, that I had. I later swapped this for a Squier thing. Um, but this, yeah, sorry. This is the Squier that I got. It's an 88, made in, I think it is Korea. I'm not sure. But it was really good guitar. And I had a guitar synth connected to that. Um, but this is what my Fender ended up looking like. It's a bit heavy on the colors there. But I got new frets, stainless steel frets on it. I swapped the body, so it's not the same body. There's a B. Hefner body that I got, hardtail. So I just took off the block from the trem and screwed that in. Lollar blackface pickups and JB Trembucker. Some really nice switching going on in here. The friend that made the Dumble clone did for me. And then I had, yeah, that was when I had the Luke. Sorry. But then, yeah, I had this Fender, and I really wanted something new. I wanted a trem system that worked, and so I swapped my Fender for, I don't remember how I got that guitar, but I got this guitar first. I don't remember what the deal was here. That is a fully loaded Luke 2 with the piezo as well. Really good guitar with the EMGs. And then I swapped my Fender, this one, for this one and something. I don't remember what the deal was here either. This is one of those really limited edition combos. At some point I let the smoke out of that, if you know what I mean about that. So I didn't get much joy out of it. This is all a mess, and I had this LM version as well, and I was running it in stereo, but that was a little bit later on. I did that, but I ended up having this one instead of this one, and I still had a Mesa Boogie rectifier thing, and this is of course because of the guitar, but I didn't recognize that. But I couldn't get the sound where I wanted it. It sounded really good the way it had been with the Fender and the Mini rectifier and the G system. It sounded really good, but it just sounded weak. It didn't have that backbone, that push. Oh, sorry, it didn't have that push, and I didn't know what to do. And then I tried. Yeah, I tried, or rather, I bought this Tubemeister 18, and I tried that. Compared it to the Mini rectifier, that was the same size, and it just sounded so big compared to the Mini rectifier. But it didn't sound as good, and I couldn't balance the channels well enough. So I thought, okay, then I'll buy the. Let's go back to this. I'll buy the Grandmaster 36. It has to have all the goodness from the Tubemeister 18, right? And then some extras. But it didn't have what the Tubemeister 18 had. And it was rather just boring. It sounded nice, but boring. But I made the rig with the G system and the Grandmaster. This is the same cabinet that I used with the Mesa. And I also bought this guitar as a JS 1200, a better version than the first one I had. But this also terrible. The trem system wouldn't stay in, the vibrato wouldn't return to zero. So yeah, I got rid of that as well. First I tried to actually change the trem, the vibrato with the proper edge, but no, I didn't get it to work. So I started stressing with guitar sound again. I had this set up. Now you can see I'm on the Luke here, playing the Luke all the time. I had this. I tried this setup. I got this in a deal. Didn't work well. And yeah, several different things I tried. I also got this Fender during all this. This is an older Plus with so this is quite similar to the Fender I had before, and with the EMGs. But now I had gotten used to this neck, so I didn't like the Fender very much. Yeah, I was back and forth, and then I swapped the Luke for this one, an Axis. I didn't really like the sound of this one originally but my friend had this one, and I just loved the neck, and he was selling it because we didn't like the sound. So I swapped with him, so we could keep the guitar in the family, so to speak. And I tried out different pickups on that one, And then I ended up buying another Luke. So I had another Luke too with the black headstock. Here you can see those two together. But then at that point, this was not mine anymore. This was mine. And in this period, I also had this Fender. It's one of the deluxes. Yeah, here is the Fender on visiting. I don't know why it was there, but it's not mine at that point. Let's see, yeah. And I was trying a lot of different microphones on the Axis. I don't know how long I've been talking, almost 1.5 hours. Wow. I can't see if there are any. There's no one watching, so it's just me. Yeah. Oh, this is such a chaos. This is such a chaos. Here I had tried the the JS 1200 pickups in the Axis. I still had the JS 1200 here at this point. And also I had this amp. I had this setup here. Oh, I went also through. Yeah, I had a Kemper for a while. Not the only one. And then at a point before I got rid of this, I also had a Mark 525. And you see here another Nova system. I think I've had 5 of those at least. I also had this one just for fun from AliExpress. Still the Houston Kettner was there then. Oh, that was maybe another one because of course I've had several of them. A guitar I bought cheap. That was a good guitar, or played well. Trem system worked better than most Fenders. And then I had this Kemper rig. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I honestly don't know which one was first here. I'm so confused. And then I got back to the F30. I got 2 more of them. So I was running stereo. This sounded very good though. And I had my 4th Fender Stratocaster, I think, if I'm not lost count. Yeah, this one. So that is when I got it, when it was all original. And then, of course, I put the blackface, the Lollar blackface pickups in it. And I started modifying it because it was, this is the Tele I had. This is a Mexican Telecaster. Oh, I didn't do anything about that. You see here, I put I had Lollar blackface, and I don't know if it was a JB or 59. I think it was a 59. I wasn't very happy with it. Another Kemper, different one, still had so I made profiles of the amps so I kind of matched the setup for direct and not. And then I decided to sell the Mesa Boogies. And yeah, this was oh, this was not really mine, but it was an amp I used quite a while, so it's one of the things I've been through. Um, and then I had this. It was really. I first bought the Ox box, my first Ox box I've had. No, I have only. The one I have now is my second one. But I bought the Ox box and I bought the Marshall Silver Jubilee 2525 head to go with it. And I liked the amp so much, so I had to get the cabinet as well. So I used this, and I got a hold of one of these again, these power amps, and I had this on loan for quite a while. This is the Mesa Boogie Revolver. This is epic. This is a rotary speaker, a Mesa Boogie speaker rotating inside. Sounds epic. I want one of those. I got the GT1000 after a while. Oh, and I started modifying my Fender. So I got a new neck for it, a Bournemouth neck with the same profile as my Axis. So the neck was almost identical. It had a Lola Blackface, the JB Trembucker, still the normal Fender trem. I was still managing to keep it precise enough. And of course, stainless steel frets and Irvan on it, and yeah. So this was almost perfect. And I got this Mexican Strat with a Floyd that was precise. So I used that a while. So when you see here, I've got the Marshall, the GT1000, and both my Strats. I'm going back and forth there. So, and I made this wet dry wet rig, still using the GT1000. So this is kind of my extra rig. I had these two power amps and GMP1, and was running wet dry wet, routing everything with the GT1000. So this was I think my first proper wet dry wet experiment. And I was also running, I also had two of those heads and running stereo. It was the same time I had these together. Still the same two guitars. So I was changing up depending on where I was playing and what kind of gig I was doing. And yeah, so if you're watching this at some point, there is a lot of mess here. If you try to ask me a question, if you ask me a question on this video, I will try to answer it if I manage to pick it up, see it. But I think I will end here, and because now we're getting into the crazy years that have been the last few years. If I just look at this picture, and let's see where this is from. Is there a way to see that? Yes. This is the 14th of November 2019. And things started to change. Oh, yeah, it's been changing all the time. But yeah. So I guess I will quit it here. I'm ready to go to bed soon. So if you at some point decide to watch this, uh, yeah, I hope, uh, yeah, you probably won't be hearing what I'm saying now, but thank you very much for watching. And I will come back with another live stream. There's not much show, but yeah, I'll come back with another live stream in not too long. I just need to talk about the gear. I'm having fun here. So